Greetings, good evening. I hope you're all doing well. It's currently 20 past 11 at night here. Just thought I'd put some chill music on. Do a race weekend style with the AI here at Okayama in Japan, where they used to do the F1. I can't really sleep, and this is the race next week, so I figured, why not? Why not stream it? I'm not used to streaming, so it will be 15 minutes of practice, 3 solo qualifying laps, and a 20-lap race. I haven't done any practice on this track yet, so we should probably get out there, right? Well, I hope everyone's okay. I'm feeling a bit blue, so got AI Jimmy Broadbent behind me. So whack the volume down just a tad. That's not the volume. That's the volume. There we go. Possibly turn the music up too. Is that a better balance? Yeah. So how's everyone doing tonight? As I said, I'm feeling a bit blue. This helps me take my mind off of things. And I need to practice because we're here next week. And I wasn't feeling too good about the performance at VIR today. I know I can do better than that, so oh, hey James. How you doing, mate? I have heard about IndyCar 2023. So for those that don't know, that may be listening, iRacing announced late last year, I think it was around December time, that they've lost the IndyCar license. I alluded to it in my IndyCar video, if you've seen that one. Because what happened, and it was weird, what happened was Motorsport Games must have... Now, this is all speculation on my part, but Motorsport Games, they must have thrown tons of money at IndyCar or something, because they basically bought the exclusive rights to the IndyCar license. And it was so heavy that, like, for example, that video that I made is potentially could get taken down or legal action. Like, you're flying that close to the fire with it all because, or that close to the sun with it all because you're not allowed to broadcast IndyCar, even on iRacing, even if you bought the Dallara. It's strange, it's odd. Big businesses are getting involved, and I'm not sure I like it. But what was meant to come of this acquisition... acquisition's the wrong word. Licensing agreement was Motorsport Games were going to make an official 2023 IndyCar video game. which we've seen nothing of since. And the IndyCar season's going on now, like as we speak, right? They had a race, what, 2 weeks ago in St. Petersburg? What a race that was, but I'll talk about that a bit later. I digress. So the IndyCar season's begun, and there's been no sighting of this game, which isn't unusual, right? Like with Codemasters and EA and the F1 games, that game doesn't normally come out until halfway through the season. It's like July time normally, right? So that's kind of whatever, but we haven't seen anything. And if I remember correctly, they binned off the NASCAR game for this, did they not? Correct me if I'm wrong. But they've delayed it. They've delayed the IndyCar game now until next year, right? They're saying it's not going to hit 2023 at all. And it's only, what, March? Now, I can only speculate on what's going on in motorsport games, but you know as well as I do. You work there too. The place we're not allowed to talk about. You worked there. You've seen the other side of this. Sounds like development hell to me. But again, it's all speculation, right? I don't know what's going on. I didn't have high hopes for that game anyway. After NASCAR Ignition. Now, I'm not a NASCAR guy, you know that, but that game was... I feel bad for the IndyCar people. Like, I've only recently got into it, and I was disappointed with the iRacing news, because I was really looking forward to maybe participating in the virtual Indy 500 this year. Obviously that didn't come off. And just generally doing IndyCar and iRacing, you know? That was kind of my end goal, but that's gone now, so who knows? And P11, I need to get my arse in gear. Yeah, exactly. Like, to say that it's not happening this year, this early in the year, I don't know, it makes you think it's cancelled, right? It sounds like cancellation more than delay to me, but who knows, right? I know if I was some suit businessman at IndyCar right now, I don't know. I'd be pretty livid. Because now they don't have a presence in sim racing at all right now. Closest you've got is an R-Factor mod, which, you know, R-Factor's also owned by Motorsport Games, so something come of it, I guess, but losing iRacing like that, or iRacing losing them like that, it seems strange to me. It seems odd. Really weird decision. When iRacing's been representing it for so long. Shut up, that's a line. It's typical for me to get into IndyCar just as everything disappears. I'm sorry, IndyCar fans, that my curse has rubbed off on that and ruined it for everyone. Still, we'll get F1 2023 this year. I wonder what that's going to be like. F1 2022 was not well received, was it? I mean, I think it's fine. Kind of is what it is. Can't expect much iteration year on year. A year is not a long time to refine a video game of that complexity. Oh, I was doing well then too. That's what I get for talking. That's what I get for talking about F1. I mean, if it does come out, I hope it's good. No point hoping for a bad game, is there? Everyone loses in that scenario. I guess I should try the IndyCar out in R-Factor at some point. I've heard it's very good. Yeah, yeah, I agree. Racing games in general are just kind of... It feels like they're in a bad spot right now, compared to the glory days. You've got what? I mean, the Codemasters are still making games. Well, they were. Don't know what they're working on now, obviously, but... Like, EA bought Codemasters and... Well, Codemasters bought Slightly Mad Studios that made Project Cars. And then EA bought Codemasters and shut down Slightly Mad Studios. Which I guess makes sense from a business perspective. You don't need two developers that work on racing games, and Project Cars 3 it's kind of dead on arrival, wasn't it? They were going after Grid money, but they don't have the Grid name. Like, as niche as Grid might feel, it sells quite well. And it's always been, you know, it's a franchise that they built. As Project Cars had Project Cars 1, which was well received, Project Cars 2, which was well received-ish. Like, people liked it. I thought it was good. A lot of sim racers didn't like it, but I thought it was okay. Project Cars 3, honestly, I never even played. I'm like dead last, by probably quite a lot. How slow am I driving right now? Incredibly. Jeez. I'm like 3 seconds off the pace. Well, this is just... It was going to be like a bit more hardcore practice, but I'm just enjoying the chat, to be honest, and the vibes. We'll make this a vibe stream. I mean, when I first started this channel, I kind of wanted this to just be like chill, jazzy background music kind of style videos. Kind of like this, where I just chat to people about slice of life stuff. Hardcore practice can come in the week. I'll just come dead last in the race, I don't mind. It's AI, isn't it? So. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Grid. I mean, Grid's been around since, what, 2005? 2004, 2005? When the first Grid came out. Race Driver Grid. It's such an interesting franchise that you kind of got, you know, Toka Touring Cars, the first one. Then the second one. Then the third one. Toka World Touring Cars. Then it's turned into Toka Race Driver, which I adored. And then Race Driver Grid came out, which I also adored. And then Grid 2. And Grid Autosport after that, wasn't it? And then there was that Grid reboot, which we don't talk about, and then Grid Legends, which was quite good. Well, I'm way off the pace, so... You know, they built a franchise, and Project Cars was not. It doesn't make sense to have both running in parallel. So you've got EA buying up the two main remaining developers that were even bothering to make racing games anymore. Obviously you've got like Need for Speed, but the new one just came out, which I thought looks decent. But other than that, what do you really have? You've got like you got Forza, you know, Forza Horizon. There's a new Forza Motorsport coming out at some point. But that's it, really. There used to be so many racing games, and they're all very good. But racing games now are just kind of... they're so niche at this point that they just come out so infrequently. Like, when are we going to get a new sim? Like, how old is iRacing at this point? You know, that's not necessarily a bad thing that these things are supported over longer periods of time. You kind of have to with a racing simulator, right? They're so involved in being built. But, yeah, of course, Gran Turismo. How could I forget Gran Turismo? But I mean, I don't know, probably controversially, don't you feel like Gran Turismo 7 is just, no pun intended, just spinning its wheels at this point? Gran Turismo Sport was fine for its online systems, but I don't know. I don't dislike Gran Turismo 7. I just don't... I didn't get as excited about it as I thought I would have. And I haven't really played it online. Maybe that's something I could stream at some point, if I can get the capture card working. Do the online on Gran Turismo, 0 to hero style. I did some online races on it the other day. Actually, I did like 3, and ooh, lots of wreckers, intentional wrecking going on. But I mean, that's starting out. And I'm going to keep practicing till it kicks me off, so... But I'm enjoying Grid Legends right now. I'd love to see more games like that. Well, yeah, exactly. Like these arcadey racing games, the one thing they do have over sim racing games is a better single-player experience. Sim racing is very much about the multiplayer. And I am so far off the pace, this is insane. I've got almost 10 seconds. I'm just doing the track completely wrong. Yeah, like imagine if you had something with the physics of, say, just even this, or like Automobilista 2, but the single player experience of like a Codemasters F1 game. That'd be great. The one thing that, like, these people that build racing sims, they're wizards, right? Like, the amount of work it probably takes to model these kinds of cars, it's crazy. I couldn't even fathom it. But one thing they do desperately need are game designers. But even then, like Polyphony Digital, you know, GT7, they're in desperate need of game designers. Like, I personally really don't like the way GT7 is structured in its single player. It was better, like, back in the day, back in like Gran Turismo 4. I don't like how you select the track and then you have a bunch of races for that track. I'd rather select like a series, you know, the Sunday Cup or the Clubman Cup, and race in there and then get a car for it. You know, get prize money, get a car maybe. I miss those days. And then you have like the endurance races, which are Not really endurance races. They are by Gran Turismo standards, like half-an-hour races, which is, again, in sim racing terms, that's a short race. How long before it's going to kick me out of practice? 3 more minutes. Yeah, I mean, obviously every racing game can't be like Grid Legends. Grid Legends is very much its own thing. It's trying to emulate, like, Drive to Survive on Netflix, right? It's all very dramatized, but I mean, that's kind of what I like about it. It feels like something different. It's like the Call of Duty of driving games. It's aiming for excitement above all else. It's not realistic in the slightest. Even in its driving model, like the cars are so twitchy. And you can tell that the game is doing a lot of work to keep you on the track. Even with all the assists turned off. You know, like the way the AI works. Which, you know, we know how the AI works. Rubber banding in both directions. It's all about the experience for that game. But something like, say, the old Grid games, you know? Like the older ones, where you just create your own team, go through the seasons. I loved it. It was great. I'd love that, but like racing sim. There's actually a really cool third-party app that you can download for AMS2 called Racing Life, which kind of tries to emulate something really similar to that. It's actually pretty good. I've been considering creating a video series of it, but I've got a lot of series is going on right now, so I got a few ideas for the channel that I want to try out. You can't take that too aggressively. Yeah, I mean, I'm a racing sim guy, aren't I? It's just so much drama in in racing sims right now. It's demoralizing. Yeah, it's like F1 esports, you know, like with all the cheating that's been going on. Just ruins it for everyone. It gives the whole sport a bad name. Like if they're gonna keep pushing it to be an esport like that, then they need to sort this out. Hold people accountable if they're gonna cheat. Hold the entire Williams F1 esport team accountable. For example, you know, like, well, no, it wasn't just them, but I mean, these esport racing teams, they take it very seriously. As they should, you know? Yeah, exactly. I think it was more... Sim racing almost broke into the mainstream during lockdown, didn't it? And I think there's growing pains that are going to come with that. Like, it took off in a big way, didn't it? Lots of YouTubers popped up and a lot of people have made a lot of money. Which is great, you know, more people in the hobby means only good things can happen, but it also means people like Motorsport Games are going to start to get involved and start throwing their money around and buying up the licenses. Like, do you remember back in the day where EA owned the license to Porsche and Ferrari, I think? So only the EA games had Porsches and Ferraris in them. It feels like we're going back to those days, and that's not a good thing. Right, 1 second. Let me just... 1 sec. Let me just concentrate for a minute. Oh, I lost all my time now. I think that's about as good as my laps are getting this evening. Yeah, I mean, I think worst case scenario is sim racing just becomes very niche again. Which I won't say is a good thing. But I still enjoy it, that's the most important thing, right? As long as people are still enjoying it. There's always going to be companies making these games just from passion, sheer force of will. I look at Kunos. They're doing pretty well. The thing about drama is drama makes money, and there's a lot of YouTubers in sim racing right now, and they need content. And the kind of content that I make isn't really clickbaity enough or topical enough to bring in a large audience. I'd say that audience isn't there. I mean, you look at people like, damn it, look at people like GP Laps, right? That guy's brilliant. Just so relaxed. He talks about historical cars and stuff, right? He's very topical in his own way. But if you just want to drive and race, that becomes more difficult. Like, you know, Empty Box, right? Like, he's been doing it for about 6,000 years at this point. He's one of the OG. His, like, 15-year-old or whatever Sim Racing 101 series is what I watched when I first started out in GTR2. That's how long he's been doing it. Well, I first started out sim racing, anyway. For those that might be interested in my history, my first ever racing game that I played, at least that I remember, is Super Hang-On the Mega Drive. Love that game. The game that really got me into motorsport was Toka Touring Cars. That was the first 3D racing game that I ever played. P8. It's not last. I remember when Gran Turismo 1 first came out. My brother bought it. I was terrible at it, because by that point I was still used to, like, you know, Toka, which I wouldn't call completely arcade, especially not considering the racing games at the time that it was competing with, you know, like Ridge Racer and things like that, but it definitely leaned more simulation, but nothing really leaned as simulation back then as Gran Turismo. P9. Alright, 20 laps of Okayama. Let's see what we can do. I'm definitely going to need to get more practice in for next week, though. I have to be extra careful because I don't have crew chief enabled, so I don't know who's at the sides. Stick to my lanes. Yeah, I find AI racing a good way to practice. Because you get to see the lines that they take as well. Because they're obviously coded to take the optimal line as much as they can. Practicing on the live servers is pretty good too. But the Okayama live servers won't be up yet, not until Monday evening. Yeah, that VIR video was rough, right? I was debating not uploading it, but then I'd have missed a week, so... And that was... I can't do tomorrow, like, at all, because I'm busy, so... That's my lot. That was my experience of VIR North in this car. It was about expected. It's my old stupid fault. I was the one that screwed up. Dano Garrison ahead of us here. I mean, obviously there's better ways to practice than following AI around, but I tend to do both. I tend to do AI races mixed with solo practice, mixed with online practice servers. The thing I like about the AI practice is it kind of forces you to not just drive the optimal line all the time. As you try and get around people. Like that. Which, you know, you need to learn. can hot lap all day, but if you can't race, you're just going to get crashed off the course. Plus it gets you into situations where you got to kind of control the car under pressure and in weird situations, which I think a lot of people starting out struggle with, especially in cars like this and, you know, the V, where they have to kind of make emergency swerves and emergency stops and they just lose the car. Happens to me all the time. But the AI won't get angry. You don't have to feel bad if you crash into them. Yeah, I love this car. It hates me, but I like it. As I said, it hates me, but I like it. That's me dead last. Oh well. See what happens. I'm just enjoying the nice chill vibes tonight. Taking my mind off things. So, successful night. I feel like you have to take a late apex though. No grip whatsoever. I love it. I always lose it there. That's what's going to happen next week too, I reckon. I'm going to lose it in turn 1. I'm not quite sure of the braking marker for turn 1. Like, this is a momentum-based car. You've got to keep the speed up to get good lap times. Which I'm not doing. That's my main problem. I feel like I overslow the car almost. Remember your lessons. Brakes are not for stopping. Brakes are for weight management. I've actually been considering getting professional coaching, you know. So someone can just yell at me and tell me what I'm doing wrong. I've done it once before. It wasn't quite what I expected. It was very much coaching me around a specific track, telling me where the line was wrong and whatnot. So I got quicker around that one track, but there were no, like, techniques or anything. So maybe that was my own fault. Maybe I had a bad... It was either a bad experience or... I very much misunderstood what coaching would have been. But I just need someone to sit behind me and just be like, no, do it this way. Just like for general stuff. Like, oh, you brake too hard, you're overslowing the car. But it's all practice at the end of the day, it's physical skill, isn't it? I just want to make sure when I am, like, training, like, this doesn't count as training, really, this is just bumbling around, but when I'm actually training, I want to make sure I'm training the right things. It's very much a luxury I can't afford right now. Well, let's see if I can at least take out David here. Well, not take him out, like, overtake him. Well, not if I'm driving like that. He's definitely slowing me down. I've completely lost the rest of the grid. That's another danger point for me. I need to practice. Target that corner and corner one specifically. I like this track a lot. Wonder if F1 will ever come back here. I can't imagine so with Suzuka. It'd be cool if IndyCar took it off really big, right, and broke out of America. Can't see that ever happening because it kind of is what it is, but like I think it's popular in America because it's very much focused on American courses. But imagine like IndyCar, like Monza, that'd be cool. Yeah, no worries, man. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. I'll speak to you in a bit. I probably should try and get racy with this guy, but he is slowing me down quite considerably. The next guy above him is 8 seconds ahead. But I'm just kind of chill at this point. Random death spins as well. I don't know if that's this car or just iRacing. I've heard iRacing can be a bit slippery the second you go over the limit like that. But now I've definitely lost them. Gonna have to do some more specifically targeted practice on this course, get the actual racing line down, because that, first of all. Second of all, their lap times much quicker than mine. And AI set to about my level, so oh, he's off. I guess I am catching up with him. The next guy is Robert Plumley, who is 18.7 seconds ahead. I'm actually driving currently 10 seconds slower than my qualifying pace. And we've got 10 laps to go. Do I even have the fuel for this? I didn't set the fuel. I may have to go in for fuel too, which will be a disaster. Yep, I don't have the fuel for this. Oh, Lord. I don't know what I'm doing wrong there. I'm braking too hard. Well, this has become a practice session anyway on its own. Should we go in for some fuel? Not that I remember where the pit entrance is. It's here! Got to get lapped, I think. There, it's fueling me up now. I like the auto fuel feature that they've added this season. Now I have 11 laps of fuel. Getting blue flagged all over the place now. There's P2 over at the side, sailing past. Maybe we can follow him for a bit. I feel like I've been braking way too early though. I'll let him pass. Let's put my session best delta on. Let's just race myself for a bit. Is that flat out through there? Almost. How late can I brake here? Now. And trail brake in and floor it. Same deal. Trail brake, floor it. Not smooth, but bad exit through there. Bake at 100. Yeah, that feels decent. That got me a whole bunch of time. So somehow I got a second from that. That was a 138. I need to find a brake marker for this part here. You need to get on the throttle way early there, because you're coming onto a long straight, so got to carry it as much onto the straight as you can. Brake at 100 here. Brake hard. Trail off. Throttle. No, that wasn't as good. Him past. I feel like that could be flat out, actually. It is flat out there, but I need to get a better line, I think. I definitely think the racing on this track is going to be better than VIR though. VIR North. I mean, my main gripe with VIR is just that I'm bad at it. It's a very technical track. It's very difficult. Feels like the kind of track where if you're good at it, it'd be really fun. It's very twisty. Go past. You go past. Thank you. Just need to focus on my exits really first. Too late, too heavy. I suppose already turning when I hit the brakes then. What's going to happen is cars like this, right? You put the brakes on, front goes down, back comes up, back swings around. Because the car's just got like no grip. So if you brake too heavily, you're just going to swing the car around. And if you're already turning at the same time, then just physics at that point. Nothing you can do about that. Just drive better. Alright, 2 more. Not quite as racy as I was expecting it to be, but I need to get better at this track first. I need to figure out what it is specifically that I'm doing wrong to be so far off the pace. I'm guessing early braking will be my main problem. Braking way too early. Not carrying enough speed into the corners. Careful. Back wheel hit the grass there. We'll check what kind of lap times the AI has been doing after this, because I generally have the AI set to like P1 to 5 are normally around the lap times for my split that people tend to do online, for the split that I'm in. Although with the disastrous few races I've had, I've dropped down quite far, so... Oh, it's the end of that. P12, dead last. So normally if I say I can come like, you know, top 5, or maybe like top 8, something like that, I'm normally in a pretty good position for the race. Not that I really aim for that, because, like I say with VIR, I just couldn't figure that track out. I know the line, but I couldn't get the confidence in the car. I think I stand more chance on a track like this. It's more my style. These GP style tracks. Invisible wall. Alright, let's get out of the sim. I'm on 37, so not a million miles away. I thought I was further away than I actually was. Still like over a second away, but almost. But I also didn't come last. There were 13. I thought there were 12. Oh, that was the guy that binned it, wasn't it? Yeah, not 100 miles away. I wasn't even the slowest person on the grid. I just kept binning it. It is midnight, so I think it's about time I get myself off to bed. Give it another go. Well, thanks so much for hanging out with me tonight. It's been fun. It's been a nice chill experience, which is kind of what I needed after today, so... Alright, I'll see you later.